I said in our message that we would look at leaves today. The next part of our plant is called leaves. Is this one real or pretend? There's a clue, and it looks like nobody drew this leaf. It's, what's that called? If it's not an illustration, it's a photograph. Yes, this is Leaves. It's written by Vijaya Bodak again. She's written all of the books that we've been reading about the parts of the plant. And her friend, Gail Saunders Smith, took all the pictures. So she is called the photographer. Leaves. Oh, did you notice? I have some leaves right next to me. Usually I don't have a plate of food, do I? This is a leaf that we eat. A leaf called spinach. I love it. And then here's another leaf, another of the vegetables. This is probably my favorite one. It's called a Brussels sprout. It has leaves on the outside and it has leaves on the inside. I can keep pulling the leaves right off of that. It's leaf after leaf after leaf after leaf. It's layers and layers of leaves. That's a Brussels sprout. And then I don't have my whole head of lettuce because I don't buy it that way. But a whole head of lettuce is round, kind of like a big Brussels sprout. And all the leaves are pulled apart and they're put into this bag, and it's lettuce. This one's called romaine lettuce, but lettuce is a leaf we eat too. So let's read our story. Leaves. There it is again. Plant parts, leaves. Oh, here's the next clue. Real or pretend? Well, this one has a table of contents. And if we want to learn about the leaves that we eat, we would look on page 16. If we want to find all kinds of leaves, we would go to page 12. But I want to know everything about leaves, so we're going to read the whole thing, all the pages. Plants need leaves. Leaves have an important job, don't they? Leaves grow from the stems of plants. Most leaves are green. Why are they green? It's the tiny green shafts. Leaves make food for the whole plant. They use water, air, and sunlight to make food. Look at those beautiful leaves. Look, they have all kinds of little tiny lines in them. They're called veins, like you have veins inside of your body. Your veins deliver blood, but leaves don't have blood. They have water and food running through them. Veins inside of leaves bring the food to the stem. Stems carry the food to the rest of the plant. Stems carry food and they carry water. Leaves give off oxygen when they make food, and we breathe oxygen. It's the part of the air that we breathe in when we take a breath. Thank goodness when leaves are finished making food, they give us the oxygen. All kinds of leaves. Thin pine tree leaves look like needles. They stay green all year long and they don't fall off. Look, there's a pine cone. That's a kind of a tree that we use for Christmas, right? Broad maple leaves turn orange and yellow, sometimes red, in autumn, and brown too. They fall off the tree and new leaves grow in the springtime. They're just starting to grow again. Eating leaves. Lettuce leaves make a tasty salad. Each head of lettuce has layers of leaves. Look at all these different kinds of lettuce. Some lettuce is even reddish. Giraffes eat only leaves. They spend most of the day biting leaves off of the treetops. I have a frog in my throat today. Look at that giraffe chewing on the leaves. It's a good thing he has a long neck. Wonderful leaves. Broad or narrow? That's wide or narrow. Wide or skinny, soft or fuzzy. Leaves help plants stay alive. Oh, now we have the parts of a maple tree. There's labels. So here's the tree. The first label it's pointing to the leaves. There's the stem at the bottom. It's pointing to the trunk of the tree. The trunk is like a stem. Where does the maple tree start? It starts from that seed. Hey, that's like the helicopter seeds that fly down. And then this is when the seed starts to grow. We can't see it, but down here are the roots. They're underground. And then the stem grows, and then the leaves grow. And those leaves have those tiny green shafts in them, making the food so the plant can grow bigger and bigger and bigger, and all of a sudden, it will be huge. It takes a lot of years for that. Well, that's it for leaves. Real or pretend? Did you figure it out? Yep, it's real. What's Mrs. Casamasa's library word for a story that's real? It's not fake. Nonfiction. Yes, it's a nonfiction book about leaves. Now, here's one. And I bet you can guess. Real or pretend? Well, if that one was real, this one's probably pretend. This one's not really about leaves, but I have so many great stories about seeds that I have to spread it out a little bit. This is called The Tiny Seed, and it's by one of my favorite authors. His name is Eric Carle. Eric Carle wrote the words, so he's the author. And he drew the pictures. He had both jobs, so he's the illustrator. The Tiny Seed. Eric Carle always does something interesting on the inside cover. This looks like a million seeds. The Tiny Seed. It is autumn. The other word is fall. A strong wind is blowing. It blows flower seeds high into the air and carries them far across the land. One seed is tiny, smaller than any of the others. Will it be able to keep up with the others? And where are they all going? He's way back here, blowing in the wind. The wind blows the seeds. One of the seeds flies higher than all of the others. Up, up, up it goes. It flies too high, and the sun's hot rays burn it up. But the tiny seed sails on with all of the others. He's all the way back here. There's the burning one. I'm not sure seeds could go that high to get burned by the sun. Another seed lands on a tall and icy mountain. The ice never melts, and the seed cannot grow. Seeds can't grow in the ice. The rest of the seeds fly on, but the tiny seed does not go as fast as the others. It's way back here. Now they fly over the ocean. One seed falls into the water and drowns. The other seeds sail on with the wind, but the tiny seed does not go as high as the others. Look, he's back here, I think. There's the seed that's going down, down, down. I bet a fish will eat it. One seed drifts down into the desert. It is hot and dry, and the seed cannot grow, not in the heat and the dryness. Because what does it need? Yep, water. Now the tiny seed is flying very low, but the wind pushes it on with the others. You can tell it's a desert because of the cactus. Finally, the wind stops and the seeds fall gently down onto the ground. Uh-oh, a bird comes by and eats one of the seeds. The tiny seed is not eaten, though. It's so small that the bird doesn't even see it. Yeah, birds love to eat seeds. Now, it's not fall anymore, it's winter. After their long trip, the seeds settle down. They look just as if they're going to sleep in the earth. Snow falls and covers them like a soft white blanket. A hungry mouse that also lives in the ground eats a seed for his lunch. But the tiny seed lies very still, and the mouse does not even see it. So there he is under the ground eating some seeds. Now, after winter comes spring. After a few months, the snow is melted. It is really spring. Birds fly by, the sun shines, rain falls. The seeds grow so round and full that they start to burst open a little. That's what happens. They take all the water in, they get nice and soft and burst open. Now they're not seeds anymore. They're plants. We call them seedlings. First, they send roots down into the earth, down here. Then their little stems and leaves begin to grow up toward the sun and the air. There's another plant that grows much faster than the new little seedlings. It is a big, fat weed, and it takes up all of the sunlight, and it takes all the rain away from one of the small new plants. That little one right there. And that little plant dies. Not enough water, not enough sun. The tiny seed hasn't begun to grow yet. It will be too late. Hurry! But finally, it starts to grow into a plant. It is the smallest of the plants. The warm weather also brings children out to play. They too have been waiting for the sun in the springtime. One child does not see the plants as he runs along, and oh, he breaks one. Now it cannot grow anymore. Its stem is broken underneath that big foot. The tiny plant that grew from the tiny seed is growing fast, but its neighbor grows even faster. Before the tiny plant has even 3 leaves, the other plant has 7. And look, a bud. And now, even a flower. But what is happening? First, there are footsteps. Boop, 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 boop. Then a shadow looms over them. Then a hand reaches down and breaks off the flower. Somebody's picking it. Probably because it's so beautiful. Ah, a boy has picked the flower to give to his friend. Now, it's not spring anymore. It's summer. Now the tiny plant from the tiny seed is all alone. It grows on and on and on. It doesn't stop. The sun shines on it and the rain waters it. It has many leaves. It grows taller and taller. It is taller than the people. It is taller than the trees. It is taller than the houses. And now a flower grows on it. People come from far and near to look at this flower. It is the tallest flower they have ever seen. It is a giant flower. Look at all the people going, whoa! All summer long, the birds and the bees and the butterflies come visiting. They have never seen such a big and beautiful flower. Now it's autumn again. The days grow shorter, the nights grow cooler, and the wind carries yellow and red leaves past the flower. Some petals drop from that giant flower, and they sail along with the bright leaves over the land and down to the ground. Uh-oh. The wind blows harder. The flower has lost almost all of its petals. It sways and bends away from the wind, but the wind grows stronger and shakes the flower. Once more, the wind shakes the flower, and this time the flower's seed pod, right in the middle, poof, opens. Out come many tiny seeds that quickly sail far away in the wind. Hey, that's like how the story started. And that's the end. That reminds me of the sunflower house. At the end, they pull out all of the seeds from the flowers, and then they can grow new ones. And that's what happens with nature. It starts with a seed and it ends with a seed.